What's going on, guys? Time for another YouTube recap. So as we get into the old Discord here, we were talking about some volume weighted average price GPs here for the NQ. Had a couple good shies here, and we said no VWAP support is going to result in coming down to the golden pocket tags that we had as low as 19,290 and 19,320s. So we had a couple really good opportunities to watch shorts here in the pre-market morning. We actually called the short 19,500 for me. We did 3,000 bones on the old treadmill today at the gym. I think that P&L is up here somewhere. There it is. The express counts 29.47. Not too shabby off that big old short call that we had made. Now, we made a couple different big scalps here on the way down to the no VWAP hold GP and also back testing back to the upside. What I left my chat with on today was the last prediction of the reversal long from the golden pocket. And we said anything above the golden pocket of the algos that we see in pre-market QQQ, anything above that as the green candle sentiment starts right there on that 50, we said long to 472.78. And that is the golden pocket of the 28th candle of this month. So let's get into how it all worked out. So as you can see on this trade call from the reversal long, we did make it to the target back here. Excuse me. So anything above the golden pocket of the pre-algos. Now today we had a special little double algo on the 5-minute there. We high load it just like we always like to do. And initially my first call was short into long today. Okay. And we needed a golden pocket tag for that reason. Now, we made it up to the algo high-low, right? Top, and it pushed before it launched itself down, but we did get that golden pocket target, which we always have the Fibonacci high-low of the prior day on, searching for that confirmation. So what we had done is took yesterday's high-low Fibonacci, and we said short into the golden pocket of said Fibonacci, then long into this golden pocket of the Fibonacci. That was the entire trade call for the 328, because 328 also did not have a golden pocket tag. So we marked it off right here, and it said 328 GP tag needed, okay? Simple as that. 2 fibs run the world today. So we had a couple extra confirmations here for that downside as well. Let's take a peek at them. So the downside, again, we needed a golden pocket tag for the daily, and SPY also showed us a couple really big relevant needs for a back test. Now, we did leave a minute gap open there at 553.59, and on something on SPY I was looking for was hoping to come down to the golden pocket, kind of reject the top of the GP and then kind of go again, but we did end up hitting that 50, and I really just wanted to see a double bottom play out, but we squeezed, right, that top side, no lower highs, and just kind of went up. So we gave you a long target on SPY here as well. And again, we just used the same exact thing, except for I used the pre-market open price, and I said anything above that will probably push into that GP, and I gave it the orange zone stamp of approval that it would come to the 1618 from the pre-market algo right here on SPY. Extension pointed to the upside was, of course, the target. So we had a pretty good couple calls from the algos and the dailies. Well, the last call of that day right here, let's talk about real quick. So I told everybody that your best bet is to probably wait for that 10 SMA confirmation up, or it's just going to just ram right into that GP. Now that is our long target, which also becomes short watch entry here on our channel. So in our group, we said run that up to that 472.78, that 328 daily GP we needed, and then that's going to be resistance. So keep an eye on that to the downside. So this algo, if you were to take this one here and point it to the upside, which we can just overlap, right, real quick if you don't have the negative values on, and you can see where that algo topped out at the 2618 as well. So interestingly enough, whatever way you drew those pre-market algos, that double beautiful one that we see in here, both worked out pretty well, because the first step that we said short in the morning came down to the golden pocket and the 1618 from those algos. Good little overlap. And then it broke back up, came outside of the algo and ran to the 2618, and usually that's when she conks out. Came all the way back down actually to the GP again perfectly of those algos, and then rallied back to the same exact point. So pretty interesting stuff. We don't have any big predictions. Of course, tomorrow is finally the Trumpsters reveal. Jolts didn't do all that much for us today, so every eyeball is going to be on the Trump tariffs tomorrow. Of course, like I said last video, I'm more on the side of the Trumpster kind of being a dovish pullback, backpedal, and say, quote unquote, hey, we made a deal. This is what's going on. And we will be popping the market to that upside. So let's talk about that scenario if that's the one that we get. Well, we have a couple no tag GPs up here, right? We just took out 328's GP, right? And what we're going to do is the same exact thing we always do. Since we got this GP today, which was expected, we're going to utilize yesterday's GP, high-low. We're going to turn them gold because that's what we do for our dailies nowadays, the most important stuff for our day trades and such. We got that, and then we can see where our potentials lie. So if we do hold above the GP here on today's candle or above that 100, we're going to start walking ourselves back up potentially to the 1618. Now, we do have a couple different instances where 2 GPs above do need a tag, and we could get that speed tomorrow. We could just do a huge candle right through the 10 all the way back up. That target would come from this GP right here on this daily candle, because of course our indicator here is telling us that the GPs, which are the indicator here 327, not hitting, right? So this guy right here on the gap, right in line with a golden pocket that does need a tag as well. So on the intraday chart here, kind of looks like where that zone is back here. We could pressure and push outside, of course, all up to the Trumpster of the 28 candle golden pocket and really launch ourselves back up. Last but not least, we talked about the volatility index today, and for this long to work, we said the VIX had to break down and run to a little gap fill we had at 2165, and that was going to be your magnet for the VIX bottom. We found that by having a prior gap mixed with a shy. So if we look real close right here, remember that giant gap up we had here on the volatility index? If you look real close, there's a fill point needed between yesterday's action right here and, you know, the week over. So if you zoom in real close, that gap at 2165 actually did not fill. So today, when it moved back over, we had a tiny little white line under yesterday's lows that was 2165. And we said that had a great opportunity to wash all the way down to and be the target for the VIX. Okay, so that was another big piece of the pie that we had talked about for our group, just for watching the key points of interest. So tomorrow, let's see what the Trumpster does. Maybe hawkish, maybe dovish. I'm on the dovish backpedal side where he says he's going to make a deal, and I think the market is going to be heading up from this GP, and I think we get 483 out of this thing. It might not be in a single day, but if we start the uptrend there, we have GP targets that we need to hit. We have 1 minute gaps that we need to hit. And then on to the daily chart, we have not 1, but 2 moving averages we need to tag. Notice that 200 SMA was not there in the queues against SPYs. Is always the better market on SPY, but we do have a shy. So if this does start the fresh scam reversal, which we're very used to that algo here, and it starts that upside, well, we're going to have that 100 EMA to look after, the 200 SMA. And of course, my favorite candle, I'm still staring at way back here, these 2 big guys up here. I don't know if that's going to be the rip rally, not. We're obviously going to need trend above that 200 to say we're going to come back to these algorithmic golden pockets into the 500s. I mean, a lot of work to do to get over that 500 still first. Let's take a peek at the SPY real fast as well on that daily chart, because again, we're coming from that 911 pink support. And again, we have back test metrics needed of that 100 EMA. And that's another big precursor, for this bounce, where we're going to come into that fresh low scam here. We're going to push. And just for our day traders here, we're still just going to look for over the prior highs. We're going to look for that same pocket. It's the same area the gap was, same on SPY up to 567.92. But I want to see it press continually through that and chase down this 100 EMA on this rally that Trump creates. Okay, if you want to see me do this live and hang out with us in chat, the link is in the description. You want to tune in just the next free YouTube video, please do. And last but not least, I have another member, look within here, at BRT, wanting to sponsor Top Step giveaways for you guys. So every Saturday, as long as you comment on Monday through Friday's video, today's Tuesday, comment on yesterday's, today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we put out a video every day. Just leave a comment. That gets you entered for the live $50 giveaway on Saturday. One of my members, again, I can't possibly give away anything. They keep giving back every time I give away stuff on the weekend. If my members win, they just give it back. It's ridiculous. So we're going to be giving away multiple accounts now, $50 winners, and you don't have to use it for Top Step. Of course, that's just our funded futures platform. We are not affiliated. That is just our this one, the only one I like. So out of all that, we have multiple memberships now giving out, or memberships, multiple accounts given out this Saturday. So please leave a comment if you want to win, or just tune in to win the $50. No big deal. We'll see you guys Saturday at noon for that giveaway. We'll see you on the next YouTube tomorrow. Take care. Trade safe.